Thank you. Far too kind. Yeah. Ready? Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. Now what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there should be no more. So for one last time, make some noise. Get him, Jay. Who you know fresher than Ho? Riddle me that. The rest of y'all know where I'm lurking at. Can't none of y'all mirror me back. Yeah, hear me rap, it's like G rapping his prime. I'm young H.O., raps Grateful Dead. Back to take over the globe, now break bread. I'm in Boeing Jets, Global Express. Out the country, but the blueberry still connect. On the low, but the yacht got a triple deck. When you young, with respect. Grand opening, grand closing. Man to man, hold, crack the can open again. Who you gonna find over the head with no tangent? Strong inspiration. Who you gonna see? You can't replace him with cheap imitations of this generation. Hardcore, do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. One last time, I need y'all to roll. Yeah. Now what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there should be.
Well, you very much welcome to the show EL special. My name is Sammy Ofosun. It's another fantastic Friday evening, and we bring you nothing but the best when it comes to European football. From now till 7:30, I'm sure you're gonna love it because there are so many news making the world of sports with particular reference to Europe. And I'm so eager, very much ready. Trust me, this is the only show that actually reviews and previews the various leagues for you talking about Europe. So I'm sure you're gonna love it and enjoy it. Of course, we'll take you to the other segment where we call the Who's Got the Bragging Rights, where we try and get up close with the fans out there and find out what they think before, during, and after the match. That segment is called Who's Got the Bragging Rights, and I'm sure you wouldn't just want to miss it. Like I told you, I'm gonna go for a commercial break. When I come back, I roll the show open. I mean, don't even dare tap the dial. I'll be back. The name is Sammy Ofosun. Do stay tuned.
In the echoes of war cries, celebrate in a wave of color. Let's go higher, further, faster, inspired by the beat of 1,000 hearts. Let's go to a place where courage conquers all, where success is measured in milliseconds.
Like us on Facebook at First Digital TV.
Emmanuel Ajmaibadu, Udinese and Blast as midfielder. Watch Sports 24.
My name is Edwin Jima. Watch Sports 24.
My name is Emmanuel Ajmaibadu, Udinese and Blast as midfielder. Watch Sports 24.
My name is Edwin Jima. Watch Sports 24.
Of course, you're very much welcome back to the show EL special. And of course, if you're oblivious of the channel, it's Sports 24 and you're live on the show EL special, where we preview the various league fixtures and get you up close as well when it comes to the segment called Who's Got the Bragging Rights. But right about now, there are a lot of stories making rounds in Europe, and I don't know, so many stories. Let me just take you through some of the topical stories that's actually making rounds in Europe. And I start with Jose Mourinho saying that there is no Messi deal, and I'm gonna review that one for you because there's some juicy stuffs coming out. And Brendan Rodgers actually struck off sacking. A lot of people are saying that Brendan Rodgers will be sacked, but according to him, he's adamant. He feels he's done enough to stay in the helm of affairs of Liverpool. I don't know what you think, but like I told you, you can also keep your message coming on 02671222244, and I would love to read it out here. There's another one. Real hit out at Platini and back Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course, we'll get to that particular story in proper, because Real Madrid seems not to agree with the UEFA president over his comments that he thinks that the World Cup players, that's Germany, one of them should win the FIFA World Cup Best Player of the Year, what they call the Ballon d'Or. Interesting. Of course, you know, Manuel Neuer is in contention for that particular award, and it's just so very interesting. I mean, over the week you have Arjen Robben and even the French international coming out to say that he doesn't agree with this award because he thinks there's so much politics talking about Franck Ribéry. He doesn't agree with it because last time around he told his wife to watch how he's going to lose, because apparently he saw Cristiano Ronaldo and his family there hugging Platini and the rest, so he knew that there was no way they were going to give that award to him. I don't know what you think. I mean, this brings in mind what Jose Mourinho said a couple of years ago, that he was actually the one who was supposed to carry the cup, that is, carry the Coach of the Year award, but it was given to one Vicente Del Bosque. So very, very interesting news making the world of sports. And Falcao Rojo back in the Manchester United fold. Very, very interesting. I'm sure if you're a Manchester United supporter, you'll be so very happy because Falcao is back for you guys, meaning that your injury worries are fast becoming a thing of the past now. Then winger come on Wilshere, and we know that Wilshere actually got himself injured, but Arsene Wenger said that even though the player is a bit dejected, he's very calm, and he's hoping that the player will return very, very soon. So we're just hoping that he will return very soon as well. Then I take you straight to still the camp of Arsenal, where you have Thierry Henry, who says he wants to help Arsenal win their Champions League. Is it a mirage? That's very interesting. Well, Real Juve lead world number 11 midfield best players. Can you imagine talking about Real Madrid and Juventus having that? But a lot of people have criticized the Italian league. I don't know what you think, but you keep your message coming on 0267122244. Then I go straight to King quits at. He actually quits as the number 2 of Aston Villa, citing reasons that because he cannot cope with the double roles that he's actually undertaking between Ireland and Aston Villa. So according to him, because of that, he's had to let one go. People are saying that there are a lot of reasons behind that particular reason. I don't know what you think. Like I told you, well, let me go on where you have Everton and Spurs winning over the the midweek in that very interesting encounter. Everton just qualified. They are doing so very well, talking about Europa League. But let me take you to the stories better, and I start first at the camp of Manchester United, where Luke Shaw, Manchester United boss Van Gaal, is actually very happy because Manchester United defender Luke Shaw, who sustained an ankle ligament injury, but will only be out for a few weeks. There were sources making rounds that he was going to be out for like 6 months or so, but it just so happens that that is not true. Now they've confirmed, the doctors have actually confirmed that the player will be out for some couple of weeks, say 3 weeks at most. So I'm sure the Manchester United faithfuls will be very, very happy with this particular news coming in their camp as well. And I take you straight to the camp of Liverpool, where Liverpool manager Brendan Rodgers says he is favourite for the sack after the rest poor form of run. We're having picked up only 1 point from their last 8 games. Can you imagine? Liverpool sit 12 in the Premier League, 18 points behind leaders Chelsea. A few months ago, I was the manager of the year, and now I am the favorite to get the sack. That's according to Brendan Rodgers in an interview. I don't know what you think. That's according to the bookmakers, and he himself has actually attested to the fact that he's favorite to be booted out of the helm of affairs in Liverpool. Do you agree with that assertion? Because I think he's done so very well. He was given a certain time frame. He actually went past his targets that is set before him, and I don't know, maybe probably should have a little bit of sympathy for a very good coach indeed. And still in the camp of England, it's not interesting, but we're doing a little bit of England, where when Rooney, when it comes to the English, they're so very much particular about their players, and they seem to be saying a lot of things. Well, we're introducing a form of Wayne Rooney to boost their number of black and ethnic minority coaches in England will be a good way forward. Well, that's according to the FA chairman, and of course Rooney as a captain of the national team totally seconds that as well. I don't know what you think, but let me take you straight to Spain, where there are a lot of news making rounds. Trust me, a certain Michel Platini, who happens to be the president of UEFA, just made some pronouncement, and it just seems that AS is talking about it, Martha is actually talking about it, virtually all the Spanish newspapers are actually talking about it, because Platini is saying that he thinks that the World Cup or the Ballon d'Or should actually go to one of the German players, and most of these people do not agree, because according to them the Ballon d'Or is supposed to be an individual award. And I don't know what you think, but these things are very interesting. I guess we'll get to the semantics of it, because like it or not, Ronaldo has been peerless last season. I think that if we should be thinking about who is supposed to emerge, competitor to Ronaldo, then probably we should be thinking about next year's award. I don't know what you think. Like I told you, opinions are like armpits. Some can be stinky, others can be freshy. Well, it depends on wherever of the divide you are in. So you can keep your own freshy, or you can keep your own stinky as well. Then you have Jose Mourinho actually coming out to say that he is so very confident that his Chelsea team are now supposed to come out of their shell. It's like they are Konkontiba, they are going to go to become, you know what I mean, yes. So I don't know what you think as well about that, but you can keep your message coming on 0267122244. And let me introduce my guest. Before I even introduce them, let's go straight to Germany, where you have Pep Guardiola saying that he's happy with the defeat they suffered against Manchester City, because according to his players, we're actually getting complacent. Do you agree with that assertion? You let me know on my line on 0267122244. Anything he said, wake up call for his team. What I have here, very interesting. The usual suspects, they are part of the team. Seated next to me is Anthony Arthur. He is an international transcriber and also a sports editor as well. We are very honored to have him in our studio. Tony, boy, you very much welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Sammy.
I don't know what to say to you, but let me say the better.
Let's just keep it off camera.
Of course, that's what we do. That's what we do. Well, seated next to Tony is that man with that imposing figure. His face is like Hercules. How would you call it? Anyway, of course, I run the show, so I have the privilege to actually give it to him there. I'm sure he's got nothing to say whatsoever. Well, Abraham Alote is also, he works with public records and archives, so trust me when it comes to records and everything archival, he's got everything tagged for you. And he's also a sports editor as well, and a writer, and also works with Choice FM 102.3. Abraham, very honored to have you in our studio as well.
Thank you, Zari.
Well guys, let's get straight into action. Lots of news making round in Europe, but I will start first with what Platini said about Ronaldo. I mean, it wasn't straightforward, but he was trying to insinuate something. And it just so happens that virtually all the Spanish newspapers, including Real Madrid, are actually against what he said. I mean, do you think that it's a bit political? Because bottom line, he was trying to express his views. Abraham, I'll start with you.
Before I even go to this particular story, Tony was saying you should keep it off camera. Is it how do you call it?
The commission's
commission behind the camera. I don't know. Back to Michel Platini. Michel Platini is supposed to be, like you rightly said, the UEFA boss, and as part of his work as a UEFA boss, he's supposed to maintain some level of integrity and neutrality as far as such awards are concerned. So people of that stature, the UEFA boss, the FIFA himself, I'm talking about Sepp Blatter, and all those guys that matter as far as those organizations are concerned. They are always supposed to have some level of neutrality when it comes to such pronouncements. So you don't come out to make such statements. You normally keep it to yourself. So for him to come out to make that particular assertion, I think he got it wrong there in the first place. Let me just put it out there. He got it wrong. But
I mean, it's not as if it's a novelty. It's not as if this is the first time this thing is happening.
Yeah,
I mean, you have a whole
Sepp Blatter last year also shot himself in the foot by making some joke. That's around this same period when the nominees are already being named, and then they were waiting for the actual day for the presentation. So I don't know whether it's part of those things to.
I think it's kind of marketing, so to speak.
I'm sure because now everyone is talking about it. Everyone is talking about it, and now everyone knows that a certain Ballon d'Or award will be coming off soon, somewhere in January.
But Tony, let me go straight to Tony. Tony, let me ask you this: most of the Spanish newspapers are not impressed with the comment made by FIFA president, UEFA president, Michel Platini, and even Real Madrid. They've actually released a 2-page statement. Not so impressed with the statements that he made. You have Abelua coming out. You even have Contral coming out, and you have a whole lot of people, even Carlo Ancelotti coming out to disagree with the FIFA president that he should leave above reproach. Do you share the same sentiment?
Yeah, I share the same sentiment of the reporters, the Spanish reporters. Look, you are the UEFA president. You are not a common member who can just sit here and say I would have wished Manuel Neuer wins the award. That is me. I have no influence in whatever happens in UEFA. But for a person of that stature, even what you say has an influence. Okay, so when you are saying something, you have to, even if it's your personal view, I know it was his personal view that he was trying to express, but you need to know the venue or the avenue to express your personal view.
Okay, then let's do this on Fabregas. Fabregas is saying that he's playing some of his best football. He's actually enjoying his football. You think he's trying to take a dip or probably a dig at Barcelona because they actually played him out of role position? And his coach also came out to say that he thinks his team is actually doing very well and they are ready to explore. Abraham, let me have your thoughts on that. Quickly, 30 seconds.
I don't think Barcelona. I don't think the Barcelona played him out of position over there when he had his spell with Barcelona. Because when he had his spell with Barcelona last season, he did well. Just that the fans were expecting so much from him, and he unfortunately couldn't deliver. But you look at his stats over there, and he did so well. You can't say he didn't perform. He was one of the best assists. And to the extent that as it stands now, one of the reasons why we, from some of the news I'm hearing from other sources, one of the reasons why Messi is even not comfortable or not satisfied or not happy with Barcelona is the fact that Fabregas was sold. Because I'm hearing that he was one of those people who was against the sale of someone like Fabregas. So that tells you that some of these key players in Barcelona themselves saw him as one of the integral players in the team.
Well,
he had a lot of assists for them.
Tony, a quick one there. I mean, your coach Brendan Rodgers is actually saying that his favorite when it comes to the sacking list. I don't know if there's anything like that, but that's what the bookmakers are actually saying. And he actually seconded that particular fact as well, that he is not the favorite when it comes to managing the affairs of Liverpool. Quick one.
You know, that is how the modern game looks like. It's either you perform or you are booted out. It's as simple as that.
Should he be booted out?
I don't think so. He exceeded expectations last season. He was not even expected to reach where the heights he was able to reach last season, but he did it. And that is actually his nemesis at the moment. Reaching that heights, people expect you to either
that same
level that or go above that. And that is actually his nemesis at the moment.
This is where I also reach my peak of going for a commercial break. So we go for a quick commercial break. When we get back, we continue with the show. Trust me, the fire is actually heated up here, and I'm sure you're gonna love the show. Don't switch the channel. We're live.
Yes, for this season, do you want to know the most experienced team in Division 1 League? Elmina Sharks FC is the team to watch in the Division 1 League. Watch Elmina Sharks TV on Sports 24 this and every Saturday at 1 p.m. and a repeat on Tuesday at 7 p.m. as we bring you exclusive interviews with players and officials, the ultra-modern stadium, the beautiful serene of Edina, rules of the game, and so on. Elmina Sharks FC. Bute Kumba.
We have done enough preparation, even more than
It's exciting, argumentative, and also educating. Catch Hotspot. That brings the other side of all sporting news to your doorstep. On Hotspots, we ask all the important questions in the world of sports.
I see fire.
Like us on Facebook at First Digital TV. I love you, you love me, baby, I know it's true, but sometimes it's crazy. You can now pick.
Of course, you're live on Sports 24. My name is Sammy Ofosumuni, and the show is EL Special. It's a show that everybody's talking about. I mean, go to the Akuma, go to DC, go to Achimota. I mean, for all the way Koforidua, I'm getting messages on my line 0267122244. Some of them are actually asking us to come there and cover the match, talking about the bragging rights segment. But anyway, we'll try and do something about that. But like I told you, you can also keep your message coming on 0267122244. We're talking, we're previewing, and we're reviewing everything on your mind. Let me know on the show 0267122244. What about now? I'm taking you straight to Europe and the results of last week. Of course, we'll be deliberating on it as well. And I'll start with the English Premier League. They say they are the mother of all leagues. Well, that's very arguable. I support the Spanish league anyway. And Aston Villa 3-1-1 with Southampton. Very, very interesting match. It was a match that lacked quality, but then they were able to produce 2 goals, which is not that bad. Let me take you on the other matches where you have Crystal Palace winning by 3-1 against Liverpool. Very interesting, very, very interesting. And Tony, I take that from you before I even continue. I mean, you have you went up early.
Yeah. Yes,
under 2 minutes. Then I don't know what happened to you people. You seem to be a pale shadow of your team.
Liverpool actually started very, very, very well. Within the first 90 seconds of the game, they had their first goal, a fairy tale goal from Ricky Lambert. He first started for the club and he scored a very nice goal as well. But you know, we were actually, as Carragher would say, we were actually bullied.
But of course,
by Crystal Palace.
People were not happy with Carragher's comments.
That was actually the truth. If you watch the match, that was actually what happened. We were actually bullied by them. We were out of sorts. They had the passion to play. It looks like there was even nothing at stake for the Liverpool players on the day.
Abraham, do you share his sentiments?
Yeah, very well. You know, the belief wasn't there. The belief simply wasn't there. It didn't look like a team that was going to win that particular game.
Okay, so let me continue with the other fixtures and probably you pick from the pack. Anyway, Hull City sat at home and they lost to Tottenham Hotspur by 2-1. Chelsea won 2-0 against West Bromwich Albion. That was a very interesting match. Everton won 2-1 against West Ham. In the other results, Leicester City 0, Sunderland 0, Manchester City 2, Swansea 1. Very, very interesting match, trust me. That was very interesting match. Manchester City actually suffered before they beat Swansea City. Well, Newcastle United 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Stoke City 1, Burnley 2. Yes, you heard me right. Stoke City 1, Burnley 2. Yes, Burnley recorded their first victory in like couple of few matches losses. Interesting. Well, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. I guess that was the pick of the pack. Abraham, let me ask you, Arsenal, Manchester United, were you surprised with the results?
I wasn't surprised with the results.
Like seriously?
Prior to the match itself, I was making some few comments. I think I remember last week I said I was optimistic Manchester United were going to win, but it was going to be a difficult one for us, considering the fact that they've lost a lot of players by way of injury during the international break. So we're looking at how they can now put themselves together, put their hands together, and get something out of the game. So they come up with a game plan. They sat back, defended, took them on the break, and it worked for them because Arsenal control a larger proportion of the game. They attacked from all angles, but it looked like they weren't having any game plan in place. So they were just coming and they didn't know how to penetrate the defense of United to get the goals. And at the point in time in the first half, it looked like it was just Arsenal against the
Tony, tell me something about
yeah, it was actually an interesting match. But you see, that is where we have the mark of a good coach. Look, he knew the quality of players.
Well, let me read these couple of messages. Yeah. This one is saying, well, my name is Potson and I like your show. I think you guys are doing a great work. I don't agree with Michel Platini's comments on Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, of course, opinions are like armpits. Some can be stinky, others can be smelly. Everybody is entitled to one, so it depends on whichever way you depend to keep your own. I guess it's personal hygiene stuff, isn't it? Anyway, what on, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was actually dwelling on the coach. You see, the mark of a good coach. He knew the type of players he had. He knew he had a lot of injuries. He went to the Emirates not trying to play Arsenal boot for boot. You see, they were very comfortable, very compact at the back, and tried to counter Arsenal at the break. And you know that is. You remember last week I said it here that Arsenal has a problem with Manchester United. You see, and that is. It was obvious during the match. You see, you were a goal down. Arsenal was a goal down. You wanted a goal, but you always forget that you had to defend. There were certain portions in the game, or there were certain periods in the game where you had all, apart from the keeper, you had all 10 players of Arsenal, including Pierre Mertesacker, who is one of the most slowest players in the league, playing as even the striker. In the United half, he was even virtually the striker.
Is it not because Wenger is saying that they play more of an attacking game?
No, look, you fine. You were down by 1-0. You needed a goal. Common sense should have told you that you had players like Di Maria who can run to the extent that he even runs more than a football and leaves the ball.
Not common, so common sense is common to him.
And you pack all your 10 players in the half of Manchester United to the extent that when they have a break, you don't even have one player to even tackle them.
Tony, I'm gonna read this. This one says, please, Sammy, in as much as I like your show, do answer this question for me. Please, do your station. Is it, okay, I think he's trying to say, are we going to show any live matches? You're talking about live EPL matches, eh? Okay, and you're saying that I dodged your comment the last time. I didn't dodge it. I will try and get you that feedback. It's because I did not get that feedback. Trust me. I always miss the target because I miss you guys. You understand? I always miss you guys.
I actually remember that text from last week.
I always miss the target, but I'll try and get you that particular feedback. Well, let's wrap up quick on the EPL. Then I have a couple of messages here which I'll read though. Abraham, I think Tony, you're on floor. You are about to wrap.
So I think Arsene Wenger should actually revise his way of play. This has been going on for some time. In the UEFA Champions League, they were also conceding late goals and a whole lot of stuff happening in the Arsenal camp. And I think it's time he tries to change his tactics a bit because it's actually not working for him in the Premiership.
Okay, well, that's interesting indeed. And let me take you straight to the Spanish La Liga. And very interesting results. But let's start doing Italy first. Then, of course, we'll come to the Spanish La Liga, where Genoa drew 1-1 with Palermo. In the other results, you have Torino losing 1-0 against Sassuolo. Cesena 1, Sampdoria 1, Hellas Verona 1, Fiorentina 2, Parma 0, Empoli 2, SS Napoli 3, Cagliari also 3, Udinese 1, Hellas Verona, Chievo Verona 1, AC Milan 1, Internazionale Milan 1 as well. That was a very interesting encounter indeed. Then you have Atalanta 1, Roma 2, then Lazio 0, Juventus 3. Of course, Juventus are leading the pack. Any surprises, Abraham? Last week results?
Not really. Last week I was expecting Lazio to give Juventus a run for their money in that particular encounter, but unfortunately Lazio were abysmal the day. They didn't do much. They didn't look like the Lazio I knew some few seasons ago. Because I was very disappointed in Lazio last week.
Is it not because Juventus are actually peerless when it comes to the Italian Serie A, Tony?
I don't actually think so. You know, Lazio has had a very good result against Juventus in seasons gone by. You expected, you know, although Juventus have had the edge in the Italian Serie A, you expected Lazio to have given them a run for their money. But I want to concentrate on the Milan derby. It was actually, I was very disappointed. It was actually not a match of quality compared to other Milan derbies we've had.
But Mancini says he's very much happy with the
look, that goes on to show you how low the Milan teams are performing now.
Mediocrity.
That is what I think, and I'm more interested in the two Ghanaian players and how they were used. You know, we've had some times where
played 90 minutes.
Yeah, we've had some times where we even said you can't actually merge ACN and Sule in the same team together because of how they played. And I was amazed how Inzaghi used the two of them. You actually had Sule playing the defensive midfield role and ACN actually attacking. And I was very amazed. And actually, the two of them actually merged the role very well. Actually, when you actually put the two players together, you see Sule actually attacking and ACN defending. But this time it was the other way around, and they actually did very well. But in all, the game was not a game of quality.
And actually, I'm going to take it away from you. Don't worry, I'm playing with your words actually. Anyway, Abraham,
I think I have to talk about the fact that Tony is saying is some time ago they didn't think we could merge the two players. In the Black Star team, we managed to merge the two players for a very long
it was actually a statement that Seedorf made when he was there.
I don't know, but
so I was talking of Seedorf.
He was using ACN the same role as Sule Muntari.
Yeah, they were all playing the defensive midfield role.
Yeah, and when at the point in time, it was finding difficult merging the two because of the kind of role he was making them perform. But the fact of the matter is that if he had watched them in the Black Star setup way back 2006, 2008, he would have known that the two of them can play together, and they are a very good combination. The two of them, they are marvelous to watch when they are combined to play, and I think they did very well.
They did very well. They did very well. They did very well. I was actually
we all knew that the Blend Derby was never going to be that flashy derbies we've seen over the years, because
of course it's like international kind of football, so you don't expect anything better from games like that. But anyway, you're still live on Sports 24, and I'm running you through the fixtures very much so. Well, they say Sammy drinks a lot of drink call. Of course, today I think Tony is drinking a lot of drink call actually. Don't mind. Just being diabolical there. But anyway, we go straight to the German Bundesliga, where you have Hamburg SC2, Werder Bremen 0, Stuttgart 0, Wolfsburg 1, Bayern Munich 4, Hoffenheim 0. Interesting results. Mönchengladbach 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 3, Hannover 96 1, Bayern Leverkusen 3. You have Freiburg drawing 2-2 with Mainz 04. Then Paderborn 2, Borussia Dortmund 2. I don't know what's happening with Borussia Dortmund. I don't know, maybe my guest will tell me more. Then Schalke 0-4-3, Wolfsburg 2, FC Cologne 1, Hertha Berlin 2. Any surprises? I start with you, Tony.
I'm not that surprised with the results. My only worry is Dortmund. Although I'm not surprised, it's a worry. You know, if at this stage you are drawing with all due respect to Paderborn, if you are drawing with Paderborn at this stage of the competition, who do you expect to beat? Okay, that's a worry. And my second worry is with the Bundesliga as a whole. You have Mönchengladbach and Wolfsburg actually chasing Bayern Munich. Now they've started dropping backwards, and Bayern are still winning. You see, it actually kills the interest of the German league at the moment. That is my worry at the moment for the German Bundesliga.
Well, Abraham, let me have your views on that. I mean, very interesting. Borussia Dortmund, they seem to be struggling. Even the Champions League, they lost against Arsene Wenger's Arsenal by 2-0. Do you think that it's time that probably the coach must go?
No, I don't think we've gotten to that stage yet where you sack your coach for those losing streaks. I think they'll come out good by the end of
but he's doing ambush marketing, talking about the fact that he would love to move to the English Premier League.
He has long been linked to the Premiership. I think for the past 2 seasons, when he was doing so well with Dortmund, he was linked with at the point in time he was even linked with Manchester United, and he came out to deny that fact. So I don't know. I think it's one of those things that's lingering around. And Premiership is very, of course, Premiership is attractive, and anyone wants to be there. So I don't see why he wouldn't also share that same sentiment.
But don't you think
the thing with the German Bundesliga itself is that it looks like it's now a one-way affair, because if there's any team at all that can challenge Bayern Munich to this particular Bundesliga, it's Dortmund, and Dortmund are currently not doing well.
But so, is it not same with virtually all the other leagues? I mean, you have Chelsea enjoying so much monopoly in the English Premier League. Bayern Munich seems to be enjoying monopoly as well in the the Bundesliga. In Spain, Real Madrid virtually they are sharing the Liga part. Also, sort of.
No, but Sam, you can't compare the Premiership and the La Liga to what is happening in the Bundesliga, because in the seasons gone by we've seen how tight the Premiership is, and even as at now in the German Bundesliga, how things are going, everyone can confidently say Bayern will end up with the title. But in the Premiership, even with Chelsea tearing away, it's still difficult to say Chelsea will end up with the title because we know what happens in the Premiership. And even in the Spanish La Liga, I don't think Real Madrid has that leverage at the moment.
Just 2 points.
Just 2 points.
2 points.
Is it?
Well,
so it's totally different.
There's a return leg of the Clasico to come.
I have messages here I'm going to have to read. This one is saying, Big Sam, I'm very excited about your show, but when are you going to come to Koforidua? We are behind the Accra station. We'll come to Koforidua, that I can promise you. We'll come and have our bragging right there. So, like I told you, if you want us to visit your pub or sports bar, just the number on your screen is 02671222244. I also have this one here, and it's saying that, well, I love your discussions. I think you guys are doing a great show. I don't miss your show because it's fun pack. Thank you so very much. You make the show, and we're very grateful for your time as well. From now to 7:30, trust me, we bring you nothing but the best. Remember, you are live on Sports 24, and right about now we're reviewing, probably previewing. We'll do that later on. But guys, let me take you straight to the Spanish La Liga, where you have Granada drawing 0-0 with Almeria. In the other scoreline, you also have Rayo Vallecano 1, Celta de Vigo 0, Levante 2, Valencia 1, Elche 2, Cordoba 2, Villarreal 2, Getafe 1. Very, very interesting. Then Atletico Madrid 3-1 against Malaga. That was a top liner. And I wonder how Atletico came out tops against Malaga. In the other matches, Elba 0, Real Madrid 4. Yes, you heard me right. Real Madrid thumping the authority on Elba. Well, Barcelona 5, Sevilla 1. This was a match that everybody was talking about, but it seems Barcelona seem to sort of, I think they are finding their rhythm. They are finding their rhythm, and it's good for them, and I'm sure it's good for the Barca fan. I mean, Cisca Barca and Hala Madrid. Anyway, Deportivo La Corona also drew 0-0 with Real Sociedad. Then the last Bandolegues match, you have Espanyol 3, but Atletico Bilbao rather 3, Espanyol 1. Interesting. Of course, we're gonna have to do this one very quick. Abraham, any surprises?
I would say with the Barcelona Sevilla game, because prior to the game, I was expecting Sevilla to actually give Barcelona a very standing position. I wasn't expecting Barcelona to walk over them as they did on the day.
I mean, they did well for like 30 minutes in the game.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they started crumbling, and everything just started falling apart.
Things fall apart.
Everything fell apart.
Maybe they should go and see Chinua Achebe.
I think the same thing with Messi found his rhythm, found his form, and then everything just started going well for Barcelona, you know. And then you can't forget, you can't also talk about this particular match without talking about the record that Messi has now been able to set in the La Liga. He scored a hat-trick that now moves him up to I think 2 goals or so above the one Zara set about 50 years ago.
Yeah,
so
that's incredible. That's very incredible. Somebody actually said in my WhatsApp page that a certain midget actually found this romantic pair interesting. I don't know, but some of you guys can be very diabolical indeed. Keep your messages a bit decorum. It's very important. It's very important. Tony, any surprises?
Let that person know when the midget finds his form, everything goes loose. But my interest was in the Madrid Elba match. It was a case of David and Goliath, and it was one interesting match. All that I've wished in that match was for Elba to just score one goal.
Let me just run you through the other results. Talking about the French league, where Nantes 0, Saint-Etienne 0, Montpellier 2, Toulouse 0, Marseille 3, Bordeaux 1, Bastia 0, Lyon 0, Guingamp 0, Rennes 1, Lorient 1, Lens 0, Monaco 2, Caen 2, then you have Nice 0, Reims 0, Metz 2, Paris Saint-Germain 3. Very, very interesting game. But look, right about now, I'm gonna have to go for it's a break, and that's the same time part of the show. It is that segment that everybody brags about. Of course, is who's got the bragging right. Let's go catch it up because it was fun pack, and be ready for it because trust me, it was one fun pack. You will love it. Let's catch it.
Welcome to today's edition of the segment Who's Got a Bragging Right, and today is a match between the Ghana's Arsenal and Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium. We want to know who is going to get a bragging right, and today we find ourselves at Off-Town Junction, somewhere around Blue Kiosk. They call the place a Boss Inn, a very nice football pub where a lot of fans are here to watch this particular match. So without much ado, I'll call in my colleague, Tony, out there to assist me digest and dissect this particular game before we even head towards the match proper. Arsenal, Manchester United. What are your takes on this match?
We are expecting a very lively match today. As you can see, when we interviewed some of the fans, you know, we have mixed feelings at the moment. No one knows who is going to win at this particular moment, but we are expecting a very cagey match, a very nice match. Both teams have a lot of injuries. Both teams have been inconsistent during the season. Both teams want to use this match to actually kickstart their season, so we're actually expecting a very good and a very cagey match. But at the end, I think either it will be a draw or Man U will have the edge over Arsenal in this particular match. Coming on the backdrop that Arsenal have never played well at home against Man U, I'm expecting Man U to take advantage of that. We've already seen the formation of Man U, and they are playing 3-back, which is going to be dangerous because they've not won any match playing the 3-back formation since Van Gaal took over, and they are playing that formation today with amateur defenders as well, with McNair starting, Smalling, who has been inconsistent as well at the defense. So we hope to see how the halftime, by the halftime, we hope to see what the results will be like.
You ask me what is going to happen at the end of the 90 minutes because I'm not going to tell you, because I believe it's going to be a very cagey encounter, and for me, may the best team win. With me here, Gospel, a staunch Arsenal fan, who is poised up for this particular encounter. So let me go back and go straight to Gospel and ask him a few things about the game. What do you make of this game? What do you think is going to happen in this particular encounter?
I believe it's not going to be an easy match, but I hope Arsenal will make it at the end of the 90 minutes. That I can assure you.
You're very optimistic on that?
I'm very optimistic. I believe in my team. I believe in my coach. He's one of the finest. Just that once in a blue moon, he does some few mistakes, but it's part of the human being. So you can't be grudging for that.
So what is your prediction?
I'm not that good in prediction, but I suspect 2-1 in favor of Arsenal.
Which players are you expecting to?
As usual, as you know, our hitman Sanchez is going to be on the score sheet, and then probably Ramsey will add 1-2, making maybe 2-1 scoreline.
We will surely win the match. Look, if we are comparing records, then they are ahead of us. But as for today's match, I don't think we are going to look on any record. We have the edge over them because we have a player who have scored many goals so far as England football is concerned, who is Sanchez.
Any predictions?
We are going to win them 3-1. We are going to score 3-1.
Nana Kwame, which team are you representing?
I'm repping Arsenal. Arsenal for life. Gunners forever. The greatest team in the world. No doubt. Nobody can beat Arsenal. Today, Man U will cry. Man U will cry. I'll go for 3-1. 3-1.
Which players are you expecting to?
I'm expecting Sanchez to score. Wilshere and maybe Welbeck. At least he has to punish his team, his former team, which is Man U. We have it all, more than the black and white. We have everything.
You know, most of the time when Arsenal plays at home, they don't do well. They don't perform well. You can see their record from this season, even previous seasons. And you know that Arsenal doesn't perform well when they play at home. So I stick my neck out for Man U. I hope Man U is going to win.
Are you a United fan?
I'm not a United fan, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I know United will win this year.
Unbeaten this season. I know we have one never shabby. One never shabby. Man U are not Arsenal.
Arsenal
Leeds are not Liverpool. And I'm expecting the same thing. But this time unbeaten, a very different. Europe unbeaten, England unbeaten.
Europe unbeaten.
No, I shall be. This is the main for win it 10. I'm a drop 2. Who's body? Body.
Not 12 matches. Not what was it.
Body.
United will have a win. A slim win. 1-0. Who do you think is going to get out of the Who do I think? Well, since when Rooney is playing, I think we're really on one matter. I know United has gotten a very defeated side this particular time. It doesn't matter, but we are still playing. I'll come back to you after the match. We are still playing.
Think how the game shall develop. To read the game by the end and then take the decision.
Next motivation may be today purely as a footballer, a bit like yourself, he's a player who looks to get him behind once again. That defensive formation is going to be key.
But you never can build up a formation that shall play more this afternoon. That's good that we are doing that. To a degree, if you are useful in defense, you are attacking.
With me here, you might represent
Manchester United.
I'm representing Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah. So, Manchester United against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. What do you think of this particular match?
With current form, I think it will be a draw. Yeah, that's what I hope for.
A United fan, you want to...
Yeah. Because of our current performances and everything, you can see it's going to be a draw.
How about you, Marco?
I think Arsenal is going to win this match.
Arsenal is going to win. By what margin?
There will be much tension, on Welbeck. He's not going to perform.
Why is he not going to perform?
He's not going to perform.
He's not a player. Why is he not going to perform?
Welbeck used to be a United player. Some few months ago.
And I'm telling you today, Welbeck is going to score against Man U.
No, it's not going to happen. Tension all over. Even though we are not performing, it's going to be a draw. I know it's going to be a draw.
Don't lie, don't deceive yourself.
It's going to be a draw. The best going to be a draw.
Don't deceive yourself.
So what was your prediction?
Arsenal is going to win by 2 goals to 1. Sanchez and Dan Welbeck.
So Malcolm thinks Arsenal are going to win by 2 goals to 0. And you think it's going to be a draw?
It's a slim margin. Maybe they can win, maybe we can win, but I think it's a draw. The best is a draw.
Okay, so I'll come back to you, gentlemen, after the end of 90 minutes.
All right.
To see who will get the bragging right at the end of 90 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Manchester United.
Manchester United.
Expectation is very, very high. Therefore, we need 2-1 against Arsenal.
2-1 against Arsenal. Let's go to the flash and go. Manchester United.
Di Maria.
Rooney. Okay. What does he?
I'm a Chelsea fan, but I will support Arsenal. Yes, today.
Any special reason?
Yes, my reason that is Manchester are not doing well. So if you want to bet, at least you go for where you can have some happiness at the end of it.
They are not doing better either.
Yes, but at least the pedigree of Manchester as compared to Arsenal. You see. And if Arsenal is not doing well and Manchester is not doing well, at least it will give the chances to those that are, trying to. Oh yes, at least I'm predicting Arsenal will win by 2 goals to 1.
are doing everything possible, but it seems we are not getting the goals for now. But so far, so good. No problem. It's not the end of 90 minutes.
So you still hold on to your scoreline?
No problem. 3-1 for sure.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
It looks like the Ghanaians are not gunning today.
Well, we are firing on all cylinders. I believe by second half we'll score Man U by 2 goals to 0.
Which players are you expecting to get a goal for you?
Sanchez and Ramsey.
But that's the team running. Yeah. But games between Arsenal and United is always difficult to predict. So as an Arsenal fan, I wish my team wins.
So it's goalless at the moment. We are now heading to the second half.
Yeah, second half we will score them. Definitely score them.
It's about winning the game. It's not about possessing the ball. You can pay 99, I'll pay 1% and I'll score you. If I win the game,
even with injured players, even with injured players, 9 injured players, 9 injured players.
I love Man.
9 injured players.
But actually, we took our chances. I could see one thing now. We were not playing as United. We played as a team, not individual players now. And I believe if we continue to play.
Good evening and welcome to today's edition of the segment Who's Got a Brand.
Let's lose ourselves in the echoes of war cries. Celebrate in a wave of color. Let's go higher, further, faster. Inspired by the beat of 1,000 hearts. Let's go to a place where courage conquers all, where success is measured in milliseconds, and where
Like us on Facebook at First Digital TV.
I love you, you love me, baby, I know it's true, sometimes it's crazy.
You can now pay your 20 Ghana Cedis First Digital subscription at your nearest GN Bank. Just walk in with your UN number, which you can find by pressing CAS on your remote. Please pay now to avoid disconnection. Call 0243 002222 for more information. First Digital, for the Ghanaian in you.
Do you want to know the newly signed on players for this season? Do you want to know the most experienced team in Division 1 League? Elmina Sharks FC is the team to watch in the Division 1 League. Watch Elmina Sharks TV on Sports 24 this and every Saturday at 1 p.m. and a repeat on Tuesday at 7 p.m. as we bring you exclusive interviews with players and officials, the ultra-modern stadium, the beautiful serene of Edina, rules of the game, and so on. Elmina Sharks FC, Butwe Kumba.
We have done enough preparation, even more than
It's exciting, argumentative, and also educating. Catch Hotspot.
I'm gonna give 250. VIP 1 million.
That brings the other side of all sporting news to your doorstep. On Hotsports, we ask all the important questions in the world of sports. I see fire. Highlights program is brought to you.
Like us on Facebook at First Digital TV.
I love you, you love me, baby, I know it's true, sometimes it's crazy.
You can now pay your 20 Ghana Cedis.
My name is Emmanuel Ajimai Badu, Udinese and Blast as midfielder. Watch Sports 24.
My name is Edwin Jima. Watch Sports 24.
My name is Emmanuel Ajimai Badu, Udinese and Blast as midfielder. Watch Sports 24.
My name is Edwin Jima. Watch Sports 24.
Do you want to know the newly signed on players for this season? Do you want to know the most experienced team in Division 1 League? Elmina Sharks FC is the team to watch in the Division 1 League. Watch Elmina Sharks TV on Sports 24 this and every Saturday at 1 p.m. and a repeat on Tuesday at 7 p.m. as we bring you exclusive interviews with players and officials, the ultra-modern stadium, the beautiful serene of Edina, rules of the game, and so on. Elmina Sharks FC, Butwe Kumba.
But I thought that was very exciting, scenes. They're talking about the bragging rights segment. Interesting people having dissenting views. You can get nothing but the best when it comes to the bragging rights segment. I don't know what you think. I'm having fun of my own, but I don't want to live in a world of my own. My guys, you guys did a Leo man's work. Kudos. But tell me, how was the atmosphere? I start with you, Tony.
No, it was a very packed place. It was a very nice atmosphere, and as you could see from the shot, it was very funny actually. You just couldn't resist but just laugh at what was going on. The Arsenal fans actually very, very enthusiastic before the match. Then after the match, you could easily see the Man U fans just popping out. Although before the match, it was even very difficult for us to get the Man U fans for interviews. But immediately after the match, you will be there and someone will come. Oh, me a Man U fan. Yeah, me interview. It was.
Is it a case of complex or probably fear factor, Abraham?
No, so I mean, I just understood one thing. There was one thing I got there on the day about Arsenal, and the reason why Arsene Wenger has been able to be at post for that long a time, even though he has been underperforming for a while now. Number one, the Arsenal fans were very enthusiastic. They were very optimistic. They were going to win the match. They knew they were going to dominate Manchester United. You hear from even the way they make their arguments prior to the game itself. And right after the game, they were still happy they outplayed United, even though they didn't win. They were happy they outplayed United. Understood. Even if here in Ghana, the Ghanaian fans, Arsenal fans, are so happy they outplayed United, even though they didn't win. And they didn't even point fingers at Arsene Wenger for not, as it were, getting the job done for them. Then you understand why Arsene Wenger is still having his job. Because, definitely it will trigger down there, up there, to definitely realize that the fans will be happy with him.
You had some few fans who were saying they had a team, but they didn't have a coach. Yeah, they had a very good team.
But those people are the selected few. The majority of them were like, oh, after all, we have played you. And they were not interested in the scoreline,
But let's talk about the fans. I mean, interesting. Some of them got very, very interesting views. Some of them, they seem to have their way when it comes to bragging, and you can't take that away from them. I mean, there was a particular guy who was very vociferous. He seemed to have marshaled everybody out of the argument.
We have some people who are very talented when it comes to arguments. Look, I just looked at the guy very quietly, and I just told myself, even if you give this guy 10 people, 20 people against him, he will still win. He will still have it. So even if he loses, and frankly, even after the match, he was the only guy who still came to us and said, "I want an interview," although he has lost. The
guy was very, very interesting because he made a very funny statement. He said, "Yes, the fans very interesting.
Indeed. But I have messages here where I'm gonna have to read. This one is saying, well, Big Sam, you think this one is exciting? Come to, maybe probably can talk to me about your case, the fact that you want us to come to Yanaba Estates. We would love to come there. So no attack. I mean, we would love to, anywhere you want us to go, we would love to come there. Just let us give up the beep on 02671222244, the number that you sent me that message. Of course, the message includes WhatsApp and normal SMS, and we would love to be there. Yanaba Estates, you say, is the only pub. We get you. We would love to come there. So just give us the details. We would love to come to your end. We'll arrange with you and come to your end. Of course, anybody who is very much interested in us coming to his pub or sports bar to cover who's got the bragging right, we would love to do so. Just call us on the numbers on your screen. It's actually a number on your screen, 02671222244. But it's after the show. I beg you, it's after the show. Right about now, you can send me your messages on the show, on the upcoming matches, and let me have your thoughts here live on Sports 24. Let me hit you straight with the fixtures. Interestingly, we'll start from the English Premier League, the mother of all league, they say. Interesting. Well, West Bromwich Albion play Arsenal at Hiltons. Of course, at the Turf Moor, you have Burnley playing Aston Villa. Liverpool take on Stoke City in Anfield, while Manchester City play Hull City at Old Trafford. Loftus Road will see Queen's Park Rangers play Leicester City. Newcastle will also entertain. They will actually go all the way to the Burnley ground to play West Ham United. Swansea City will also play Crystal Palace at the Liberty Stadium. Then Stadium of Light will see Sunderland entertaining the current league leader Chelsea FC as well. Then on Sunday, you have Southampton playing Manchester City at St Mary's Stadium. Then at White Hart Lane, you have Tottenham Hotspur playing Everton. I don't know what you know about doing. I think it was yesterday. Interesting scenes at the White Hart Lane when they played that Europa League. But guys, let's come back to the studio. Let me ask you, I mean, if you look at the log sheets now, you have Chelsea occupying the summit with 2 points so far from 12 matches. Southampton follow next with 26 points. I mean, 6 point difference. Followed by Manchester City with 24 points. So it's actually the third against the second. That will be very interesting on Sunday. Southampton against Manchester City. I think is a top liner. For me, I don't know what you think though. Leicester City are 18th on the log sheet, followed by Burnley with 19th, then Queen's Park Rangers. They are last bottom with 8 points. Abraham.
Like you rightly said, the biggest match for the weekend is going to be the top lineup, Manchester City, Southampton battle for second position. I think it's going to be like that for the rest of the season. That's my opinion though, because I don't see any other team outstanding Chelsea at the summit of the league.
But let me ask you this, I mean, apart from the fact that this is about first and second, I mean, there's just 2 points separating the two teams. You think that this game will be a cause of concern or for Manuel Pellegrini? Because bottom line, Southampton are playing some fantastic football, and you can't take that away from them. I mean, under Coleman, they are doing so very well. Do you think they go into this game as favourites, bearing in mind that they are playing at home?
Yeah, looking at the Southampton's performance for over the couple of weeks in the Premier League, you definitely can't help but to say they are going to be the favourite in this particular encounter. On the back of the fact that Man City have failed to convince a lot of people with their.
But they won against Bayern Munich, very important victory.
10-man Bayern Munich though.
10-man Bayern Munich. Well, bottom line, they won. And it's part of the game, it's all part of the rules.
They were very convincing. It was a certain Aguero who came to the party and did the match.
And it's part of the 11 men.
It looked like Aguero against the 10-man Bayern Munich side. It was the rest of the City squad who were nowhere to be found.
Okay, it was actually a disgraceful win. I don't even want to talk about it. Seriously, it was a very disgraceful win.
But
Tony, let me ask you. I mean, that game itself, you have Bayern Munich, even though they were man down, they were having the lion's share of
look, Bayern had nothing to lose. They had already qualified. They didn't even need a 3 points for anything. They were 10-man down. They were playing at Etihad.
Well, let me bring you back to the Premier League. I mean, it's interesting, but you have Tottenham Hotspur playing Everton. That's very interesting.
That's going to be one interesting match. You know, those two teams that seems that are, let me say, at par in terms of performance at the moment. They are all not having a very good season, and they are not having a very poor season. Their seasons are just dwindling as the weeks go by. It will be, I think it is going to be a very good match.
9th and 10th position.
Yeah, it's actually going to be a very good match. It's one match I would like to see how things pans out.
Tottenham have not been too convincing for me this season. And looking at Everton, the way they've been scoring goals for the past few weeks, I think Everton didn't start well. At a point in time, they had a lot of injury concerns, and it looked like their season was on a very downside. But it looked like they've picked up the pieces, and now they are scoring.
But it looked like Lukaku is also picking up.
Yeah, Lukaku is picking up. He's scoring the goals for them. And I felt to convince people. Their top striker, Adebayo himself, these days doesn't even get playing time because
there was a pitch invasion and the rest. Well, give it to me straight, and I'm going to start with you first of all. Well, West Bromwich Albion against Arsenal at the Hilton. Straight up, win.
I'll give it to Arsenal.
You give it to Arsenal. Tony, let me come to you. It's Burnley against Aston Villa at the Turf Moor. Burnley recorded their first victory last week. Yes.
Based on how Aston Villa is playing at the moment, I'll give it a draw.
Well, that's very interesting. Liverpool plays Stoke City. Abraham.
It's going to be difficult for me to predict such an encounter. But just to correct something, last week was Burnley's second win of the season.
Yes.
They recorded their first win last 2 weeks, and then
that's good. Yeah.
I think Liverpool would have to pick up the pieces. They have to get a win in this particular encounter. Rodgers knows without a win, something will happen. He has himself admitted.
Well, Tony, it's Queen's Park Rangers against Leicester City at the Loftus Road. Yeah.
It's actually a very interesting match. Two teams coming from the Championship to the Premiership. I'll give it to Queen's Park Rangers.
Queen's Park Rangers it is. Well, West Ham United against Newcastle United. Abraham, straight up, quick, fast.
I'll give it to Newcastle United.
Interesting. Swansea City against Crystal Palace, Liberty Stadium. Tony.
I'll give it to Swansea City.
Swansea City, Tony. Sunderland against Chelsea. Abraham. You seem to be getting all their easy ones. Yes. Pick one.
Yeah, like it's an easy one, so I don't even need.
Tony, you think so?
Yeah, it's easy one. Yeah.
Last season they beat Chelsea.
We know, but this is a Sunderland side that has been gifting goals themselves. Yeah. Even if you fail to score, they will score themselves.
They score amazing own goals.
Southampton against Manchester City, Tony.
I'll give it to Southampton.
Southampton win or draw, you would say.
A Southampton win.
Tottenham Hotspur against Everton, Abraham.
Quick one, Everton.
We're talking about the goal king chat. This is how it stands. Sergio Aguero of Manchester City, he's got 12 goals. Yes, 12 goals. Diego da Silva da Costa of Chelsea, 11 goals so far. Alexis Sanchez of Arsenal, also with 8 goals. Then Seydou Berahino of West Bromwich Albion as well. He's got 7 goals as well. Quick one, Tony.
I think nothing much has changed from last week's goal scoring sheet. The usual suspects are still there. Let's just see how it pans out this week.
Indeed, we'll see how it pans out. And I take you straight to the Spanish La Liga, where this evening you have Real Sociedad playing Elche at the Estadio Anoeta. Then tomorrow you have Getafe playing Atletico Club at the Coliseum Alfonso Perez. Also at the Estadio Power Stadium you have Espanyol playing Levante as well. Malaga playing Real Madrid at the Estadio La Rosaleda Berados. La Rosalinda, of course. They are the Belados, you have Celta de Vigo playing Elba as well. Then on Sunday, you have Atletico de Madrid playing Deportivo La Coruña at the Vicente de Calderón Stadium. Then at the Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuán, you also have Sevilla playing Granada FC as well. Cordoba will take on Villarreal at the Estadio Nuevo Arangel. Then at the Estadio Masquera, you also have Valencia playing Barcelona in that particular order as well. Now I take straight from Abraham. Are you expecting any? Because I think the top lineup will be Barcelona against Valencia at the Mastella.
Valencia at the Mastella is a force to reckon with over there. They perform marvelously well over there, and I'm expecting them to give Barcelona a run for their money. But I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the way of Barcelona like it did last week when I expected Sevilla to, as it were, give Barcelona a run for their money. It looks like the pair of the three up front, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar, I think they are now finding their rhythm, and they are doing so well. And it looks like in no time, if they should move in the direction they are moving at the moment, they will become a force to reckon with, and defenses will definitely have a lot of concerns.
But let me ask you this: it's Real Madrid against Malaga. Malaga lost last week. Atletico Madrid, 31. It ended.
I don't know what happened to Malaga after all their huge signings about 2 seasons ago. They just started dwindling up, and now Malaga is just a normal team, like Elba. Yeah, it's just a normal team, and I expect Real Madrid to just run out over them. I don't expect any.
That's indeed very, very, very interesting. Let me run you through, then you give me straightforward. Elche playing Real Sociedad at the Estadio Anoeta. Abraham.
I think this match is actually being played today.
Yes, this evening.
And with David Moyes in the Home of Affairs, I'm just hoping David Moyes gets his first win, having drawn his debut last week.
Well, Getafe will play Atletico Club. Tony.
I'll give it to Getafe.
Getafe indeed. Espanyol will play Levante. Abraham.
Tough one. I think this match will end the draw.
Okay, well, Malaga, Real Madrid, I'm sure you've given it to Real Madrid already. So Celta de Vigo playing Elba at the Estadio Berados. Tony.
I'll straight away give it to Celta Vigo.
Celta Vigo indeed. Atletico de Madrid playing Deportivo La Coruña at the Vicente Calderón. Abraham. Atletico Madrid, okay. Sevilla, Granada.
Sevilla.
Okay. Cordoba, Villarreal, Estadio Nuevo Arangel.
The Yellow Submarines.
Okay. Well, this is how the log sheet looks like. Interesting enough, you have Real Madrid occupying the head of the summit with 30 points so far from 12 games. Then, of course, Barcelona follows second, also with 28 points. Then Atletico de Madrid are third with 26 points. The Valencia are fourth with 24 points as well. Talking about the relegation side is getting interesting. Deportivo La Coruña are actually on the 18th on the log sheet. Can you imagine? Deportivo La Coruña. Well, Elche followed on 19th with 10 points. Then Cordoba, they are last with 7 points. Interesting indeed. Abraham, any surprises with the log sheet?
I think Deportivo La Coruña having struggled, gone to relegation and come back. I was expecting Deportivo La Coruña to, as it were, do better than they are doing at the moment. You know, Deportivo in about 10 years ago, you talk of Deportivo and you know they were a very strong force to reckon.
The years of Diego Tristan.
The Tristans, the Macais and co. They did so well for Deportivo.
Tony, let me hear something. Deportivo are not doing well, but between Real Madrid and Barcelona, it's just 2 points.
It's just 2 points, and that is what makes it interesting. That is what we want in a league. You see, that is what we were talking of as compared to the Bundesliga.
So Spanish media are actually saying this time around their league is the most competitive.
No, once we
just return to the duopoly.
It's just a return to the duopoly, but at least it makes it a little bit interesting as compared to the Bundesliga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, of course. And talking about the goal king chart, this is how it is. This is how it's shaping out. It's sort of seemingly not photo finish like in England, but this one, Cristiano Ronaldo, setting Cristiano Ronaldo of Real Madrid. He's got 20 goals, and look at the difference. Following him is Neymar da Silva dos Santos Jr. with 11 goals. Yes, 11 goals, 9 goals difference. That's interesting. Lionel Messi, Barcelona with 10 goals. So this is how the lot table looks like. Let me take you straight to the Bundesliga, where today or this evening you have Freiburg playing Stuttgart at the Schwarzwald Stadium. Then tomorrow Bayern 04 playing FC Cologne at the Bay Arena. The SG Arena will see Augsburg playing Hamburg SC as well. Then Schalke 04 play Mainz 04 at the Bertens Arena. Hertha BSC play Bayern Munich at the Olympia Stadium. There at the Westwester Stadium you have SB Werder Bremen playing Paderborn at the Westwester Stadium. Well, THW Hoffenheim will play Hannover 96 at the Weissor Rennecker Arena. Then on Sunday you have Wolfsburg playing Borussia Mönchengladbach at the Volkswagen Arena. Then later on you have Eintracht Frankfurt playing Borussia Dortmund at the Commerzbank Arena. I don't know what you were expecting, Abraham, but I don't know what's happening to Borussia Dortmund. I mean, they used to hide behind the fact that they don't play well in their local league, but they are doing so very well with regards to the Champions League. But Arsenal, upon all their troubles, were able to make them less on the day.
They just like Bayern Munich against Man City. Dortmund in that particular Champions League, they had nothing to lose. They already qualified, so they were just playing for pride. So I wouldn't really read much into that particular Arsenal win, because Arsenal needed the win. They won the game alright, but you realize that Arsenal were.
Let me ask you: you think that there's some sort of diminishing return when it comes to the German Bundesliga, because you have Schalke losing. You also have Leverkusen struggled as well. Yeah. Bayern actually lost. You think that there's sort of diminishing return which is hitting the Bundesliga? I mean, Times Park, it used to be.
Yeah, it's the same story as the Serie A. You know, with Bayern being on a different level. Take Bayern out. Schalke losing at home 5-0 against Chelsea. Chelsea dominated them inside out at your home ground when you actually even needed the results more than Chelsea. I think the German league is also dwindling a little bit. Yeah, at the moment.
Why would you make such an argument when in a certain Premiership that you think is up there, they are still facing the same problem the Germans are facing? And what's that? With the Germans, we have two teams that have qualified. They've qualified to the next stage of the competition. They are comfortable in their qualification zones. That's Man City, I think Chelsea, and then Arsenal. Even Arsenal qualifying, they have struggled a bit before qualifying. The rest, they are going on the edge. Man City need to get a good result. They need to beat Roma at in Rome come next 2 weeks before they can even qualify. Yeah. Liverpool will also be playing Basel. They will playing Basel. They need to also beat Basel before they qualify. Other than that, the two sides will also go out, leaving only Chelsea and Arsenal. So I don't see why you wouldn't say the same.
No, the issue is years gone by. You know, when you are talking about this, you look at it holistically. Years gone by, you've had. There was even a season where you had 3 English teams in the semi-finals. You've never had that
with English teams.
Yeah, I've seen it 4 English teams. You've never had that with German teams.
The semi-final. Yeah. No, it was in the quarterfinals.
No, it was on the quarterfinals. You had 4 English teams. You've never seen that with German teams. You've never seen that with the Italian teams.
You've seen 2 German teams in the final.
We've not seen 4.
In the final, you can't.
Okay, we've seen that, but you know the issue is when you compare the two, the English always dominate the Germans. That is the issue. The English always dominate the Germans, and the most interesting thing is they always dominate them even at their home grounds. Last season, Liverpool
particular English contingents are not doing the English league any good.
Yeah, this particular English contingents are having their problems. But years gone by, they were dominating the Germans inside out. You had a season where Liverpool lost, is it 5 or 6 goals to nil?
I think the Germans had their season.
I'm sure if I should leave, you guys will go on and on and on. But let me If you're oblivious of the log sheet, this is how it looks like. You have Bayern Munich seated at the helm with 30 clear points. And talking about teams tearing apart, that's Bayern Munich, 30 points clear, followed by Wolfsburg with 23 points. So do that, less it in accounting, they say less it, 7 clear points. And the Bayern are so much in form as well. Borussia Mönchengladbach followed, we're on 3rd position with 20 points. Then Bayern 04 Leverkusen with 20 points as well. Talking about the goal king chart, you have Alexander Meyer of Eintracht Frankfurt 7 goals, Mario Götze Bayern Munich 7 goals, then Franco Di Santo of Werder Bremen also with 6 goals. Interest. Any surprises, guys?
No, there's my only surprise is Mönchengladbach and Wolfsburg. They got to a certain time where it was just a 2-point gap between them and Bayern Munich. They just allowed Bayern Munich to just take it to a different level.
Okay. So let me read to you straight up the fixtures of the Italians. We have Sassuolo play Chievo Verona at the Citadel Tricoli, of course. Chievo also play Lazio at the Marcantonio Begodi. On Sunday you have Cagliari playing Fiorentina at the Stadio Sant'Ezia. Then of course at the Stadio Dino Manuzzi you also have Cesena playing Genoa. Empoli taking on Atalanta at the Carlo Castilli Stadium Giuseppe. At the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium, otherwise known as the San Siro. You see Internazionale Milano playing Udinese as well. Very interesting fixtures indeed. Then later on you have Juventus playing Torino at the Juventus stadiums. Then later on Roma will take on Internazionale at Olimpico. That's a very interesting NKG encounter. This is how the log sheet looks like because we don't have much time. Juventus are top with 31 points. Roma follows second with 28. Then Napoli third with 22 points. Then Sampdoria are fourth with 21 points. Then of course relegation you have Chievo 18th. Then Cesena 8th, of course with 8 points, 19th position. Then last but not the least is Parma with 6 points. Guys, surprises? Quick one.
No, actually, I'm just looking forward to the Turin derby between
Torino and Juventus.
Torino this time round, after they came back from the relegation, I think they are doing so well. Even you look at their performance in the Europa League, and it's a marvel. Having performed so well some years back in the European competitions for Torino, this time around they are looking good, and I expect them to give Juventus a run for their money.
Let's look at the goal king charts. It's very interesting. Well, Carlos Tevez, he's on top, and he plays straight for Juventus with 8 goals so far. Jose Callejon of Napoli with 8 goals as well. Tevez has got 9 goals, and Callejon with 8 goals. Then you have Antonio Di Natale, Udinese with 7 goals. Gonzalo Higuain, Napoli 7 goals as well. Surprises?
No, there's no surprise. And my only worry is they are not scoring as much as we would like. It seems they play 12 matches at the moment, and with the striker having 9 goals, although it's not bad compared to the other leagues, you could see that the strikers are really suffering in Italy at the moment.
Well, that's very
interesting. The same it's got to do with the German.
The German one as well. Yeah.
You guys don't seem to like the German league.
No, the German league. You look at the trend, you realize that it's evenly distributed. Everyone is scoring.
Yeah.
And most of the goals are coming from the Bayern guys, and they are disputing the goals.
Okay, so let's go straight to the French League One, where Marseille will take on Nantes at the Stade Velodrome. Then on Sunday, Paris Saint-Germain will actually take on Nice at the Parc des Princes. Rennes will take on Monaco at the Stade de la Route de Lyon. Of course, Toulouse will also play Lorraine at the Stadio Municipal. Then Caen will take on Montpellier at the Stade Michel de Omani. Caen will take on, of course, Lens will take on Metz as well. Then later on, you have Rennes taking on Bastia. Then on Sunday, Bordeaux will take on Leo. Evian Toulon-Guilain will take on Guingamp. Saint-Etienne will take on Lyon as well. This is how the log sheet looks like. You have Marseille seated at the helm of affairs with 31 points so far. Paris Saint-Germain follow suit with 30 points. Lyon are third with 27 points. Then Nantes actually fourth with 21 points as well. Talking about the relegation side, you have in the 18th position you have Evian Toulon-Guilain, Jonathan Mensah's team in 18th position. The Guingamp are actually 19th with 12 points as well. Then Lens are last with 11 points. Guys,
Actually no surprises
Marseille were
at the
beaten
moment
by Paris Saint-Germain, but they still are occupying.
They still are occupying, and the good thing
I think
is
PSL is doing so very well with this
he's doing so well. For the first time, they've won 6 home matches, 6 consecutive home matches, something that they've not been able to do in God knows how many years. So actually, he's actually doing very well for the team. And I also think PSG will still give it a fight. It's not a done deal for Marseille at all.
Just a point separating.
It's just a point separating them, and you still have PSG giving them the fight. I just want to see how Marseille will be able to hold the top position, and for how long they can continue holding the top position. Because PSG will always be there to give them that fight.
Let me Xabi Alonso actually said that money can't do everything. He was making reference to Manchester City. You think that same is happening with PSG and Marseille, because you have a coach, very astute coach in the person Pesla. Then you have PSG. I mean, they have got all the money with all the quality players. Yet Marseille are leading log sheet.
I think with that particular situation, money will do something, because there's a certain Ibrahimovic is back, and you know what he can do. With this Marseille lead, I think it's good for the French league, because at the point in time you realize that PSG were virtually unbeatable. They were dominating everything. No one was even coming close. But now this time round, you realize that Marseille is giving them some sort of challenge. But I see it as just a matter of time before Marseille loses this particular race to PSG, because I don't see Marseille winning this league. PSG will definitely topple Marseille, but it's a good thing that Marseille are up there and then giving PSG that kind of competition. What is good for the game itself, and it's also good for the French league.
Wow, interesting. Well, these are very interesting news making rounds, and I'll come straight to you. What Xabi Alonso is saying, that if Manuel Neuer should win the Ballon d'Or, it will be in the right order. He has come under a lot of attack because the Madrid faithfuls do not seem to agree with him.
Yeah, Sam, if you could remember when the announcement was made, they actually said it right here that I had no problem with Manuel Neuer taking it. I actually even prefer him taking the Ballon d'Or, because I don't know what a player should do to get it. He's done whatever he needs to do. But I don't think his statement also went well with the Madridistas. And I think some of them really bashed him, both players and press, really give him some few dives for what he said. But that is his mind. I mean,
well, Abraham, Pele was in the ICU, but now he seems to be okay, because according to doctors, he's very much stable. Are you hoping that the legend spends much time with us before he departs?
Yeah, I think today he has even tweeted himself.
Yeah, he made a comment today.
Some comments today that he's doing fine, he's okay, and everything is stable. So I think it's a good news for the football fraternity.
A lot of people are really meaning to the fact that he actually got an infection, urinary infection. I mean, guys are trying to be mischievous, don't you think so? But I got a lot of messages here which I'm going to have to read before we sign out and get out of the studio. And okay, this one. Salisu, that's cool. Salisu saying that, well, I like the show and I like watching it most of the times. Come to Abusokain as well. Okay, like I told you, just contact us after the show and we'd love to get back to you. Of course, the lines are both WhatsApp and normal SMS as well. Okay. I guess this one I've read it. I'll try and do justice to you. But guys, let me give you the final bit. Abraham, your final words.
I will talk about this Michel Platini statement. I was trying to make certain comment about it earlier on, but I couldn't even conclude my comment.
What are you expecting the weekend?
The weekend?
Yes. I mean the weekend fixtures. What are your expectations?
I'm expecting United to win and maintain their position in the top 4. And I think City might lose against Southampton on Sunday.
Seriously, Tony.
Yeah, I just hope we have a very great weekend with our fans for the bragging rights. I just hope we had a very great weekend with them. With Liverpool, I don't want to talk much because right now you never know what happens unless they come to the field. You never know what the type of team they are going to produce.
Lambert is there. We gotta go for it.
So I'm just hoping for a great weekend with our fans.
Mr. Francis says great show. Thank you so very much, Mr. Kwachi. Great show. Well, I wonder what that means, but anyway, we're very grateful for your time, man. This is where we do have to depart, because we'll do meet same time next week. So if you miss today's edition, I mean, the show will be repeated tomorrow, so you just can't afford to miss it. Like I've been saying, if you've not got your Digibox, you're gonna have to get it, or you need to get take it to our television, and of course you view it's free. And I'm sure you love it because it's a show that everybody's talking about, and just be part of the show. Like I told you, if you want us to visit your venue, I mean, that number on your screen, 02671222244 is our line, SMS and WhatsApp inclusive. This is where I end the show. My name is Sammy Ofosuhene. Do join me same time next week. And I can always say, a positive anything is better than a negative something. Thanks to all the production team, and bye and have a great weekend. Bye for now.
Even more than
it's exciting, argumentative, and also educative.